Whenever you are.
All right, I want to take a few minutes today as we get started on SOAP for 2011 and just share with you some principles I think will help you as we go through the book of Genesis this month. I've got my SOAP reading plan, and so I can go through and find my scripture, my observation, my application, my prayer. And we're doing Genesis this month, and the thing about Genesis is what I look for is principles. God has set principles into the earth that if we'll learn to live by those principles, we'll find ourselves much more blessed than we will if we go against those principles. And so as I go through the book of Genesis, that's what I encourage you to do, is look for principles for how God made the world work. And then look for times when people of God followed those principles and you see the results, and then look for times when they didn't follow those principles and what was a result of that. For instance, in Genesis 47 verse 21, in the story of Joseph, it says, "As for all the people of Egypt, he made them all slaves from one end of Egypt to the other." This was during the famine, and when God had given him interpretation of the dream that brought him into greatness, but God never told him to make those people slaves. He violated the principle of God, which is freedom. And as a result of that, the consequences are that you reap what you sow. And so we see the Israelites then later on going into slavery, all because of violating the principles of God. And God didn't cause it to happen. God didn't, but God created blessing and cursing, and he created these principles. So while you're studying Genesis this month, each chapter, look for those principles and let God speak to you personally about the principles in life that he's given us to have a great and blessed life. Have a great time this month in the book of Genesis.